It is possible that Kanye West being on the ballot could affect who wins the presidency. If it's close, in key swing states where he's also on the ballot, and it's not a lot of states, but if those things come together, he could be a pivotal player in who's elected.
Nicole and I just decided we're about to go see Kanye West in Charleston. Just to go see the
not to go see Kanye.
To see the circus.
Circus in real life.
So basically, some would say I was addicted to a smaller form of heroin. When Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leaving right now.
I saw on the news, our local news, that Kanye West was going to be here for a political rally, and I woke up and I texted our group, family group, and I said, do you guys want to go see the circus?
Why not? Why not? We're not doing anything else on this Sunday. Let's go. So we got dressed. We told our TikTok followers, hey, we're going to a political rally, follow us along. And we got on the road for a 2-hour drive to Charleston. I'm Tony Fulton, and this is my sister.
Yes, I'm Nicole Fulton, and we own a business in Columbia, South Carolina.
We own The Hair Closet. It is a hair manufacturing company. We are the only Black-owned hair manufacturing company in the US that we know of. It's really exciting. We own it with our parents. We make, manufacture, market, ship, everything. Wigs, weaves, accessories, and we're just small business owners living through the COVID season. On TikTok, my sister and I, we have our business page, but she vlogs everything up there and the kids love it. Kanye West, on top of wanting to run for president, he is a huge mega star. We were expecting super long lines, but that's not what we got. We saw maybe 50 people ahead of us.
But what would you say was like the median average when it comes to age in the room?
I would say maybe 19, definitely college age, maybe young college age, very vibrant, but pretty on the young side. Maybe this will be their first time voting.
Got it. Okay, Kanye West walks into the room. What happens?
The second he got out there, he saw the crowd, he ditched the plan. You could tell it in his eyes. He kept telling the room, no talking, no talking. If he would say something that everyone agreed with, the kids would say, ah, yes, and he would say absolutely no speaking. It felt like a dictatorship.
There is a 132 IQ genius that literally went to the hospital because his brain was too big for his skull, and literally, absolutely no clapping.
He pivoted pretty fast. I think we might have went from his rich friends and how he made billions for companies to, and Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves. Yeah. And it was really strange, and I think that was the moment where we said, we're gonna leave.
I think the energy is fuck Kanye. Yeah, fuck him. But you already knew that.
Whether you think this is a farce or not, Kanye is very much running for president. His committee is officially registered with the FEC. His running mate is Michelle Tidball, a woman who, according to Forbes, describes herself as a biblical life coach. Kanye has also hired a team of Republican operatives to get his name out there. Kanye is on the ballot in at least 12 states, but he's being challenged in multiple states for possible signature fraud. There's no way he could actually win the presidency, so why is this an issue?
My name is Barry Burden. I'm a professor of political science, and I'm also director of something called the Elections Research Center. That's at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I teach students here at the university and do research on elections, including third-party candidates.
What do you make of the Kanye West bid for presidency?
It's hard to understand what Kanye West's goal is. He does not seem to be seriously campaigning as a candidate. He's talked about walking for president rather than running for president. We don't know what that means. He entered the race very late. He's only on the ballot in about a dozen states, and there's really no chance he could be elected president at this point because he won't be listed in so many states. He is spending money. He's put several $1 million of his own cash into basically collecting signatures to get on the ballot in a bunch of states. It's just hard to know if this is a stunt, it's an experiment, or it's a serious campaign.
I made a hat that said, "Make America Great" without the again, and Trump wore the hat because he said he's willing to adjust because he realized that the word again hurts us as people, specifically black people, the idea, because we say, when was America ever great for us? So we made an updated hat that said, "Make America Great," and Trump wore the hat. So he is open to adjusting and listening. And I just wanted y'all to put this online so everyone can definitely see it.
Kanye West's run for president may seem like a farce or stunt to some, but ever since he announced his run for the birthday party on July 4th, his election has gained steam with fans and celebrities alike, from 2 Chainz to DaBaby and Chance the Rapper. Admittedly, in the last few years of Kanye West, I felt nothing but confusion, and I had to ask myself, is this all real? I started my journey speaking with one half of the podcast Watching the Throne in Chris Lambert, who probably knows more about Kanye's music than anyone but Kanye.
Kanye in the Nick Cannon interview, he was, more humorous than what I imagined. You kind of forget when you see Kanye in South Carolina or see him kind of ranting on Twitter how funny he can be in a lot of these interviews.
Chris and his co-host Travis Bean have witnessed how fans are reacting to Kanye's presidential bid firsthand.
My initial reaction to Kanye's news, you gotta almost go back to 2015 when he was getting the Video Vanguard Award and first announced, "Hey, I'm gonna run for president in 2020." And everybody's kind of like, ha, 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 ha. And then he kept talking about it. But that initial Forbes interview that dropped at the end of June, start of July, I think really did throw the fandom into a little bit of a loop, because you have to really grapple with the fact that you're comparing a lot of Kanye from The College Dropout, Kanye from Yeezus, to this Jesus is King Kanye. I now have to actually deal with the fact that this person I admire as an artist, as a person, may have different political views than me. And do I still support that? How do I confront that? Am I still on board for everything, or do I have lines? And I think it's caused an interesting introspection within the fandom. Most recently, I recall from a tweet where we asked who's still supporting Kanye for president. I think most of the people that I've seen supporting it tends to either be because they really do align with Kanye's values at this point, both religiously and conservatively, but also they're sick of both candidates. That seems to us be something that comes up a lot, is I don't like either of the main party candidates, so a third party like Kanye is somebody that I'm gonna go towards.
You're gonna give us two bad candidates. We're gonna ignore your system and we're gonna try and build our own. I don't feel good to vote for either of the two. So if I didn't vote for Kanye, I almost feel like I wouldn't vote for the president. I'm Joe DeMarco. I'm from Kansas City. I just graduated from KU in marketing, so I'm just on my grind.
How big of a Kanye fan are you, would you say?
Anyone around me, they'll say I'm the biggest. I mean, I'll rep Ye all day, every day.
Would you consider yourself a stan?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And have you voted before, or would this be your first election voting?
No, I voted in 2016.
Got it. And who did you vote for?
I voted for Trump, actually.
Got it. So you voted for Trump, but now you support Kanye West.
Yeah, and I actually think that's a funny, narrative, is a lot of times people are saying, you can't vote for Kanye because that's taking a vote away from Biden. That's going to really hurt Biden's chances. But you look at me, someone who in 2016 had to make that difficult choice that we all had to make. And I stood on the side a lot of people didn't stand on. But now today, we're given a candidate that I think is someone I can actually stand behind and get really excited about, which I don't think we were able to do.
Now, is it more so because of Kanye's politics, or is it because of your disappointment in Trump's presidency? What made you kind of shift from Trump to Kanye?
This year has been exceptionally bad, obviously, for all of us, but the way he's handled the virus, the Black Lives Matter movement, the NBA, he's talking all that talk about the NBA and stuff, and it's just like, you can only really attack all of these things that I care about for so long before, I have to say, he's moved away from what I feel like he stood on. I feel like Kanye's brain is just wired to find out of the box ideas and bring them to reality.
Next is Yay For Us, a mysterious, anonymous group on Instagram and Twitter dedicated entirely to Kanye's presidential run. When I tried to pin down an interview, they told me they preferred to talk over chat because they didn't want to reveal their identity. All right, they're typing. The suspense is killing me. I don't know. Oh, long response. We support Kanye on a variety of his platforms: racial inequality and systemic racism, criminal justice reform, police reform, education, abortion, legal but financial support for raising a child, gun rights, gay rights, marijuana, and war on drugs. Kanye has always spoken out for LGBTQIA+ rights as early as 2005, and more recently supported Black Lives Matter, but Kanye is also a Christian, so he reaches people across political aisles. Got it. And I'm just gonna say, okay, sounds interesting. Why stay anonymous? The corporate and political atmosphere is why we mostly choose to stay anonymous from media. Most of us have jobs where supporting any candidate publicly can potentially put our jobs on the line. Others fear potential violent backlash for supporting a third-party candidate due to today's political atmosphere from far left and far right. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. If he truly has no chance of winning, why does it matter? Why does his bid for presidency matter?
Well, I think there are a couple reasons why it might matter. One is he may bring up issues that the other parties are ignoring. The other reason I think to care is that on the few states where he's on the ballot, he could affect the outcome. Who wins those states? In a state like Minnesota, where I think he's on the ballot, Biden and Trump might be very close in the vote. That could be a swing state this year. And depending on whether he draws more votes from the Biden group or Trump supporters, could affect which one of those candidates ends up winning the state and potentially the presidency. So even a small vote can really make a difference in an election that's close.
Is it a fair assumption to say that Kanye West could potentially impact who the next president of the United States is?
It is possible that Kanye West being on the ballot could affect who wins the presidency. If it's close, in key swing states where he's also on the ballot, and it's not a lot of states, but if those things come together, he could be a pivotal player in who's elected.
Do you think, regardless of candidate being Kanye West in this instance, people are going to be more or less likely to vote third party in this election?
Third parties are not going to be as prevalent this year as they were 4 years ago. This year, that's been completely shut down. The Greens and Libertarian candidates are basically unknown to the public. This election is mainly about whether you endorse Donald Trump and want him to stay in office. People have such strong views about him. I don't think many people are willing to experiment with a non-major party candidate this year.
People worry Republicans are taking advantage of Kanye, that perhaps this is an opportunity to take votes away from Biden and to Trump. Others worry that this is plain exploitation of someone with a mental health disorder. Do you think Kanye West is being taken advantage of?
I don't know if he's being taken advantage of. He is a convenient vehicle for Republican operatives who are looking for every advantage they can get. It's not the Republican Party of the United States, the Republican National Committee. It's individual Republicans and conservatives who are trying to give him a lift. It's really strange to see a big party helping a small party get on the ballot. Now, the major parties do often get involved when minor parties are trying to get on the ballot, but usually it's trying to keep them off. Presumably the Republicans think it would help them to have Kanye West on the ballot. I'm not sure that's right. The thought process from Republicans, I think, is that they view Kanye West as appealing to mostly young, non-white, urban voters. To win in 2016, Trump needed there to be third-party candidates on the ballot. In all of the swing states that he won, he didn't win a majority of the vote. He won less than 50%. And it was because there were small parties and independent candidates who won about 6% of the vote that year. So I think Republicans really believe that they need to recreate that. I think the Republicans who are helping him out have a really simplistic, kind of stereotyped view of who his supporters are and just don't understand and certainly have not done the research to try to figure out exactly who would be attracted to his campaign.
But as much as we worry about Kanye being used, according to FEC filings, Kanye has spent nearly $7 million of his own money. Even if those operatives are associated with Trump, the filings show Kanye is paying most of them directly. So perhaps we should pay attention to Kanye. He told Nick Cannon recently that nobody can pay him because he's got more money than Trump.
People keep on saying, I think that you and Republicans are
in cahoots.
In cahoots.
They saying that they paying you to do what you're doing to be a distraction.
Bro, can't nobody pay me.
You got more money than Trump.
I got more money than Trump.
Is it safe to say that the two of you won't be writing in Kanye West on the ballot?
Definitely not on our way home, the 2-hour drive. Pretty much in the first minute in the car, I said, say nay to yay. And we've been riding with that. Just say nay. Say nay, say nay.
Yeah, say nay to yay. My sister said it and it was really perfect. We felt like Kanye was doing, or anyone in his position, is just a distraction. Someone trying to be divisive to the vote. We have one option in November. If you've been living in this country like we have been, we have one option. I don't know about everyone else, but we do. We're gonna choose that option. We need everyone to do the right thing in November. And for us, that right thing is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And that's the only option that we have.